Pete was also saying, yeah, the 69% no on H.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Hey, Pete. Hey, everybody.
That was overwhelming.
It was overwhelming. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially given the amount of money that Lifetime put into their campaign here. I think maybe don't quote me on this, but I think it was like $175,000 or something, upwards of.
I thought it was more than that.
Was it? I mean, the Poway Democratic Club considered Measure H, as we do any measure on the Poway ballot, and Lifetime, we contacted them, said, hey, would you like to, do you have a representative that wants to come out and talk to us and answer our questions as we consider this measure? And they flew out Steph Griffin, the senior vice president, in charge of the project, from Minnesota, flew out that night, I think, that day, and then left the very next morning. They were willing to spend the time and the money to make sure that Poway knew about what was going on. But they failed to make a strong case for how this was a benefit to the community at large. There was not really a strong tax case. Gym memberships are not taxed. Right. This was not really a huge tax case. Not enough of employees and hiring. For the site here. There was a whole bunch of shenanigans around the traffic study and how much traffic this Lifetime Fitness Center was actually going to bring in to the area. And a lot of questions about the cost, right? And who was actually going to be the clientele? Was it really going to be Poway citizens, being able to afford this high monthly fee for this luxury gym?
Definitely. Yeah.
Or were they going to bring in people who don't want to go down to the La Jolla gym and, maybe live in North County, and are going to be driving in off of the freeway, 10, 15 minutes off the freeway, down to Spola and up through a neighborhood to get to their lifestyle gym. And so I think that, that brought up a lot of concerns. And what's surprising to me about the 69% opposed to Measure H is that I don't think anybody expected, I think we expected District 2 residents to strongly oppose it.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought that might get diluted by the rest of the Poway, who maybe didn't hear as much about it, didn't know about it, or thought, okay, well, whatever, that's up there. That's not where I am. And so, sure, let them have a fancy gym up there. There's a bunch of expensive houses up there anyway, right? That's the biggest surprise, is that, almost 70% of all of Poway did not want this thing. Right. I mean, the word got out there. And again, I think this goes back to just kind of these strong, the stronger voice of residents, and it's getting heard out there. There were a number of different organizations opposing this that were working, not necessarily collaboratively, but, it was a loose coalition of organizations and citizen groups that were opposed to Measure H. And they were all communicating with their members and constituents, and in a way that I haven't seen before, in Poway, to oppose Measure.
Yeah, it was very organized.
Yeah.
And my sense was that there were people that were upset that there was a change in the plan after there was a promise that there would be no change.
Right.
I think other people were concerned with the size and scope of the facility and traffic and all the things you brought up. My instinct also is that there are people that are just generally unhappy with all the development everywhere in Poway. And this is a chance where they can vote no on something.